For Geauga County viewers, tonight's game is brought to you by Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation and GTV. For our viewers in Shaker Heights, tonight's game is presented by Quay Buick Suzuki in Cleveland and Shaker Heights. And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Football 96. I'm Craig Dees, joined by John Walsh. Tonight, we're at Chardon High School as the Chardon Hilltoppers take aim tonight at the Shaker Heights Red Raiders. And, John, turned out to be a beautiful night for football after much rain this afternoon. The weather should not be a factor, but let's first talk about the Chardon Hilltoppers. Here's a team predominantly in the playoffs the last couple years.
Yes, they've historically been in the semifinals, 3 consecutive years coming up here. And they're, again, looking like they could repeat and get to that level again of play.
They come in tonight 2-0. One of the big keys for this team this year is replacing a very talented quarterback by the name of Scott Neal. And there's a gentleman right now that's trying to fill those shoes.
Yeah, and again, it's a junior quarterback, so the nice thing is they're going to have him for 2 years, and he's filling them very well. Runs the option well. Adds a dimension of pass, which a lot of people are afraid of. As a matter of fact, one of the coaches in Riverside, looking at the game films from some of their scrimmages earlier, commented, "Oh my God, they can pass," which just adds another dimension to the multifaceted offense of Chardon this year.
When you flip it over on Shaker Heights side, a team that made it to the playoffs a couple years, and they want to get back, and they feel tonight is a very big ball game in order to get the points to make it back to the playoffs, even though it's early in the season.
Yeah, they know Chardon's going to be very, very competitive with minimum 7, 8 wins, maybe even more than that. If they can get those kind of points, they can catapult them right into the playoffs.
And the thing that's going to get them to the playoffs is the team speed, and you don't have to look too much further than the backfield for two fine running backs.
Yes, they have Derek Tatum and Andre Griffith, son of two-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie, running out of the backfield, and he's got some horses up front, as does Chardon. It ought to be one physical ball game tonight, Craig.
Well, as we said, we've got a beautiful night for football as of right now. Looking forward to these two teams knocking heads, and we'll be back and we'll have the start of the game as soon as we head up to the press box.
As soon as we have that.
Well, we are just about ready to kick off here at Chardon High School. The sun is setting nicely in the west behind the bleachers, and in about another 5 minutes we'll be real happy.
Yes,
the camera folks will be real happy. You can see what a beautiful night it is for football here. It's a special Thursday night edition of high school football here in Chardon, and the Hilltoppers come in at 2-0 under head coach Bob Doyle, set to take on the Shaker Heights Red Raiders, coached by Dave Sedmak. Set to kick off is Scott Mackar for Chardon, going back deep for the Raiders, Clements, Thornton, and Griffin, and it will be taken by the near man, and that's Andre Griffin, and he comes across the 30 and bounces to the 34-yard line, and that is where the Red Raiders will start. First down and 10, Ryan DeWeese on the tackle. Let's take a look at the offensive unit for Shaker Heights. Aaron McMickle, left tackle, Ryan Strickland, Josh Berezin, Abe Pasternak, Terrence May are the big guys up front. Brian Johnson is the tight end. Rashad Burnley is a split end. Drew Thornton is the flanker. The quarterback is Andrew Malone, and the fullback, Andre Griffin. The tailback is Derek Tatum. First down and 10, they mark it at the 35. They go up the middle, and it's Griffin. And Griffin falls across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Now let's take a look at the defensive unit for the Hilltoppers. Keith Jenkins, Jaron Honigman, Kent Hardesty, and Chris Dakowitz are the big guys up front. J.R. Vesey, Nick Goshi, and Ryan DeWeese are the linebackers. Ryan Davis, Ryan Beeler, Eric Montgomery, and Scott Mackar, the defensive backs. There's your starting lineup. We'll update you as people come into the ball game. Rashad Burnley splits wide to the far side. They bring Drew Thornton to the near side. Second down and 8 yards to go for Shaker. They give the ball straight up the gut. Not a whole lot doing there. Might have got a yard.
Yeah, that's 2 consecutive plays. They tried going to the right side, which is where their big horses are. They got Abe Pasternak at 6'3", 290, and Terrence May at 6'4", 310. Nice advantage Chardon's got here, though. They got their own 300-pounder coming out of that defensive end position there in Keith Jenkins. So if you hear the earth shaking a little bit tonight, it's no earthquakes or anything like that. It's just a lot of big high school football players.
Terrence Curtin will check into the game for Shaker Heights because Ryan Strickland hobbled back, and
It looks
may
like
have
maybe
seen
an
him
ankle
hobbling
or
off.
something.
Yeah, something happened.
Twisted it up a little bit. Hopefully he can be right back in there.
They give him a gain of a yard on the last play. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Again, it's Thornton to the near side, Burnley to the far side. Andrew Malone under center, and he hands the ball off, and this time it's Derek Tatum. And Tatum will be spotted down just shy of the 45-yard line, so that's going to be darn close because that's where the sticks are.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. He actually, actually, that's probably going to call for a measurement on that one.
Keith Jenkins on the tackle for Chardon.
Yeah,
That looks like it's close enough to get that first down from here.
Yeah, the thing is, the tackle was made, and then he kind of rolled over the tackler himself to get that extra little bit of yardage there because the knee never hit back.
We'll stretch out the sticks.
Boy, that is close, isn't it?
That will be a first down for Shaker Heights. So the Raiders
By the proverbial dimple on the ball there, Greg.
pick up that first down, so we'll call it the 45-yard line. It's a first down and 10 now. Andrew Malone is the quarterback. He's a 5'11", 175-pound senior. You're not going to see these, at least the Shaker Heights team, throw the football that much. Malone's only put it up 16 times on the season. He's 2 of 16 for 18 yards.
And they telegraph right where they're coming. This time we'll go to the right side.
Now they go to the I formation, and they give it to the deep back, and that's Tatum, and Tatum goes nowhere fast. Ran into the middle of that Chardon defensive line coming up off the bottom of the deck. Again, Keith Jenkins was there leading the way.
Yeah, they run what's called an I formation, but it's a little offset there where they got actually the H-back coming, and 9 out of 10 times they're going to run the ball directly at the side where the H-back's going. It's telegraphed and all, but if you execute, you know, it's like, we're coming, stop us, guys. And that's Chardon's little mission tonight, and it's going to be a tremendous game up front because I'll tell you, both these teams are big, defensively and offensively.
Burnley comes split to the near side. Drew Thornton to the far side. A little misdirection play. They hand it to Tatum, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage, and he will go down. Finally putting the finishing touches on him was Ryan Beeler.
Yeah, the one that initially hit him was Ray Landis, caught him in the backfield and just kind of held him up enough so his teammates could come across, penetrate, and push him back, make it look real effective. But play was set up by the good penetration by Ray Landis on that play.
Loss of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 12 yards to go. And that's the trouble when you've got a predominantly running offense. When you get in 3rd down and 12 situations, it becomes a little more difficult to pick up the first down. We'll see what the Red Raiders do here. They will attempt to put it up. Malone to throw. He's going to keep it, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so he picked up about 2 yards, and that'll be a 4th down and a punting situation.
Yeah, that time we had a good lateral movement by the linebackers. Ryan DeReese on that side move off, took the outside lane. Nick Goshi came from the inside, just pursued across, and left nowhere for quarterback Malone to go. Here's our first punt of the night early, and well, we'll see if these balls or these teams can get moving with these big offensive linemen.
Here's the punt, and it's a good one, headed in the direction of Scott Mackar. He waves for the fair catch, and he'll take it at the 25-yard line, and that is where the Hilltoppers will take over. 1st down and 10. The offensive unit for the Toppers. The left tackle is Keith Jenkins. Ray Landis, the left guard. Jeff Neal, the center. Ken Hardesty. Denny Benvenuto is the right tackle, and Nick Goshi is the tight end. The split ends are Will Adler and Mike Marks. The quarterback is Brent Weidig, and the running backs, you're going to see 3 of them: Gary Renner, Zach Brazis, and Eric Montgomery. 1st down and 10. They've spotted the football at the 25-yard line of the Hilltoppers, and they will have the ball 1st down and 10. There you see that wing T formation that Chardon has become very famous for.
Don't be surprised to see more passing tonight, though, Craig.
And they give the ball to Renner, and Renner gets the 1st down as he's across the 35 near the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you again, they opened up that big lane and ran right at their horses over left guard Landis and left tackle Jenkins. We just opened up the whole sideline lane, and Renner just had easy sailing the initial 1st down for Chardon.
We'll get you the Shaker Heights defense after the next play. So a 1st down for the Hilltoppers. Mike Marks is split wide to the right. Braces is the wing on the near side. Montgomery the wing on the left side, and Renner is the single setback. Whiting to throw, tosses it up, and throws it a little out of the reach of Mike Marks. Defensively for Shaker Heights, they've got some big boys up front. Ryan Strickland, Adrian Clark, Aaron McMickle, and Onaji Grimes. The linebackers, Kaleem Watts, Carlton Chandler, and Andre Griffin. And the defensive backs, Nate Clemens, Andrew Malone, Rashawn Burley, and Drew Thornton. That's the starting unit. Second down and 10 now for the Hilltoppers. Whiting on the season is only 2 out of 9 in passing for 45 yards with a touchdown. It was a 33-yarder and 1 interception. That's Braces in motion. And the quarterback Whiting's going to keep it, and he got about a yard.
Yeah, that was his first shot at the option, something I'm sure Shaker has been preparing for all week, because Chardon's kind of been famous for the last 3-4 years here, running one excellent offense. And the new changeover in quarterback from Neal to Whiting really doesn't have that much effect. They still run one of the best option packages in high school football in the area.
Third down, 9 yards to go for the Hilltoppers. There is 7 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, and Whiting to throw. Lofts it up again, and the pass is over the head of Mike Marks.
Yeah, good tight coverage that time on defensive end Nate Clemens. He just blanketed Marks, took the inside lane on him, and kind of kept him pasted against the sideline. Marks really, he just kind of positioned his body in there so Marks couldn't run underneath the ball. Good defensive coverage.
Nate Clemens into punt. Or, excuse me, going back to receive the punt. Andre Griffin also going back. And punting for Chardon is Mike Marks. Snaps a good one. Nice high kick. Saw him working on this in the pregame and had himself a nice little technique down there. The ball bounces inside the 30. It'll be spotted at the 28, and that's where Shaker Heights will get drive number 2 started. It's imperative for them, John, on these first downs to get some forward yardage. They can't be getting no gain or a loss of a yard and getting themselves in those second and third and long situations.
Oh, that's right. Like you said, Craig, they don't pass very much. They passed 18 times in the last opening 2 ball games, and the first ones where they really got it because they got down to a powerful St. Ed's team, had to go to the air, but that's not their game plan. They're a running team, as is Chardon for the most part.
Malone under center, same 2 backs, Griffin and Tatum, and flags fly as we've got some movement up front.
I'm going to have to guess that the center blew the snap count on that one because the line shot out as a unit. Ball wasn't snapped as of yet. You know, if one guy jumps, you can blame him, but in that case, you have to go with the center, just forgetting what the snap count was.
And it's Wednesday at 7 p.m.
So it's a first down and 15 now for Shaker Heights.
Wednesday at 7 p.m. until Weatherfield.
Yeah, they do have some nice speed coming out of that backfield, especially so far they haven't worked the flanker in, but they do these flanker rounds, pull him in a little tighter. So that'll be a versatile part of their offense. We'll see coming up here real soon.
Malone going to keep it. Looks for a little underneath pass, and it's picked off. Scott Macar picks it off inside the 20-yard line, down to the 10-yard line. Boy, oh boy, he saw that coming. Stepped in front of the receiver, and Chardon's in business all the way down to the Shaker Heights 10.
That was it, exactly like you alluded to, Craig. He had it covered completely on that one. He laid back, laid off, and made it look like the receiver was nice and wide open, and then just timed it to step right in front of it, as you can see here. Well, I guess you really couldn't see very much on that one. But he did. He camouflaged just how good a coverage he had on that one, just timed it out beautifully, and got the first interception of the season for himself.
Andrew Malone was able to make the tackle. So the football is spotted at the 11. First down and 10. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Whiting under center. Flags fly. See what the penalty flag is here.
Yeah, I didn't really see any jumping.
We've got
Encroachment of defense.
Lining up in the neutral zone.
I would think so, because I really didn't see anybody, that much movement down there, though it could have been on the far side of the field, on their left side of their defensive line. Somebody might have just slid a hand over into the area, but maybe it was, like you said, Craig, just they didn't line up properly. That's a big break for Chardon.
So to make matters worse for Shaker Heights, they give up 5 yards, and Chardon still gets the first down at the 6-yard line now. Montgomery goes in motion.
Wide open.
Straight up the middle they go, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Gary Renner goes in from 6 yards out.
I tell you again, that was over that Jenkins-Landy's gap area there. They just blew those guys off the ball, and that's impressive because those aren't little guys that they're blowing off of there. I'm sure that before this game's over, they're going to start tightening up, settling in, hitting their little gaps and holding their position.
So a 6-yard touchdown run with 6:33 to go here in the opening quarter. Scott Mackar in to attempt the point after. Not much of wind to speak of. Mackar's kick is straight through, so Scott Mackar makes it 4 out of 6 on the season. And Chardon has bounced out to a 7-0 lead. Before we move along any further, we'd really like to thank we've got a lot of folks to thank tonight, and we're going to do it throughout the ball game. So please pay attention, because a lot of these people were very instrumental in bringing you these ball games tonight. You don't get a whole lot of high school football on the air anymore, the way it should be. But
unfortunately so.
Yeah, we're trying our best. We'd like to extend special thanks to Chardon Village Council persons Beverly Carlson, Rich Garr, Bill Neas, John Park, Larry Bapty, Karen Simpson, Gary Monatsky, and former Chardon Mayor John Reed for their support of what we call GTV. And we'd also like to thank the Chardon Township trustees, John Dorka, Tony Inerva, Dick Lutsky, for their support of this local Cablevision programming as well. And we'd really like to thank Quay Buick Suzuki for their support in underwriting this portion of the game as well, especially for the good folks out at Shaker. They're the people that you want to thank for bringing this ball game to you whenever you happen to be watching it.
Yeah, everybody go out and buy a car tomorrow.
Geez, we might get a free car out of it if that happens.
Well, I suppose if everybody here, they'd give us at least one.
So Chardon set to kick off. Scott Mackar will do the honors, going back deep again for Shaker. Nate Clemens is in the middle. Andre Griffin comes to the near side, and Drew Thornton will go to the far side. Swings that way. And they're going to kick it to the near side, and they go to Griffin, and he's got it at the 25. He's across the 30 to the 40. Or check that now, he's at the 30 to the 40. Got the numbers messed. Flags fly, and that'll be a clip. Well, a hold will be the call against Shaker Heights.
I would think so. Probably a hold area, because it really was early on in the run to the point of you really didn't have the penetration by Chardon to get the clip as of yet.
So they'll take this from the spot of the foul, and the flag is dropped at about the 36-yard line. And they'll pick it up and move it back, and Shaker Heights will begin. They'll spot it right at the 25-yard line. So the Red Raiders get the ball, first down and 10.
Nullified some pretty darn good field position.
Sure did. First down and 10. Malone hands it straight up to Gut, and it's Griffin. Not much doing. Andre Griffin came in averaging almost 5 yards a carry, 190 yards and 39 carries, and it's been tough sledding tonight so far.
That's a lot of carries for just 2 games. He's quite the workhorse in that. There was something, I'm not sure exactly what, Greg, something wrong in it. It was slow developing. It was like, I don't know if Griffin lost his footing out of his start or what, but that play just seemed to take a long time, and Chardon could get across and seal it up totally. I think there was a little lane open up there.
Second down and 9. Thornton split wide to the far side. It's Burnley to the near side. This time it's Tatum. Tatum is across the 30, near the 35-yard line. And that will be very close to a first down. He had to get across the stripe to get it. We'll see where the spot is.
Yeah, can't really see the Chardon benches blocking this, but it looks like where the referee's standing, he's over. They are signaling first down.
So the Red Raiders pick up a first down, moving the football here. See a nice run there.
Yeah, it was a nice little deceptive counter action on them. Kind of get the motion flowing towards the left and bring it around the right end real quick.
So first down and 10. It's at the 35-yard line. Andrew Malone with a hard count. The 3 guys jumped offside, and we'll see if they were drawn or they just, a change of cadence may have pulled them off.
I'm guessing there was a vocal penalty because I didn't see any movement on Shaker's half. I think Chardon just went off of the hard count, like you said, Greg.
So a second down, or a first down and 5 now await the Red Raiders. Shaker Heights comes in tonight. They are 1-1.
Yeah, they ran into a red-hot St. Ed's team who looks like a real strong playoff contending team this year.
Talked to Dave Sedmak, and he will echo those thoughts. It's Griffin. Across the 45-50, turns on the speed into Chardon territory before he's whacked out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they did some nice blocking on that right side. Again, they ran at their big boys. Got the block out of the split end, who just, you can see him there just sealing up the linebacker coming from the inside, gave him the whole sideline area to run into.
Ryan Beeler finally knocked him out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Chardon. So first down for the Red Raiders. Boy, the sky behind the far stands is absolutely gorgeous. I hate to change the subject, but man, oh man, what a beautiful night. Griffin again, this time not much doing, straight up the middle. Jared Honigman was helping out. Look at that sky tonight, huh? Boy,
yeah.
After the monsoon season hit this morning, I thought we'd be waiting for the dove to come back with the olive branch.
Boy, that looks like a postcard scene from
sure does.
some sort of movie.
It's a beautiful shot, guys. Second down and 9 for Shaker Heights.
Yeah, probably a lot of the Shaker Heights fans who are in front of us are sitting there, we'll burn them to the outside again. But it's the inside play. Even if you don't get the yardage, that's what sets you up on the outside.
Griffin again. This time he will bounce outside. He cuts it back to the 30. And he will be knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Eric Montgomery knocks him out of bounds.
Boy, did you notice Greg Griffin showed a lot of patience on that one. He didn't quite have his blocking on the outside. Watch him just wait for his blocking. See him hesitating there, then he turns on the jets, rounds the corner. Just excellent patient running by Andre Griffin.
And Drew Thornton with a nice downfield block. Griffin is not a big fella. He's only 5'9", 185 pounds, real low to the ground, but exceptional speed. So they put the ball just outside the 20-yard line. First down and 10 for Shaker Heights.
They're in the more conventional eye this time.
They go again. Quick hitter up the middle to Griffin. He went across the left side and picked up, it looks like, 2 yards on the carry.
You can see they're starting to move him up. That time he was running towards his left side. We're down underneath 4 minutes left in this first period of play.
Nick Goshi on the tackle for Chardon. Second down, 8 yards to go.
Shaker's driving the ball. They definitely have an impressive ground game here.
This time the quarterback Malone keeps it, goes around the right side, and he is near the 4-3-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, he stuck that football in the running back's belly about as long as you can stick it without leaving it there.
Yeah, he really did run it in, and keeping it there that long just draws the defense right into it. Boy, he definitely drew Chardon into that one as he opened up the whole sideline for him to scamper.
They're telling us the football's at the 4-yard line. We've got a kind of a low vantage point. It's looking like the 4. They bring in another back in the backfield. Actually bring in a couple of big guys. Griffin up the middle. Doesn't look like he got much, maybe a yard. I'm trying to pick out the numbers of these big guys.
There was 64 Strickland, who's their left guard. He was lining up in the backfield. This is the old Chicago Bears using the refridge.
Yeah.
They're bringing their guard out there to play into the backfield, be a lead blocker for him.
Dave Sedmak barking out the play for the quarterback Malone, and he couldn't hear it. He had to come halfway to the sideline. They were going to have to hurry.
Yeah, you see Strickland, number 64, lining up in the backfield again.
Chris Woodford is also in there. They go straight up the gut with the quarterback. Did he get in? Yes, he does. Touchdown.
Good call.
Delayed call, but Andrew Malone goes into the end zone from a yard out. And Shaker Heights has come right back and answered that Chardon touchdown. There you see it.
Yeah, that was an excellent call by the coaching staff of Shaker. Chardon was sitting there, they're watching that big guard in the backfield there, figuring they're going to run right behind him, and they snap the ball and just take it straight up the gut. It was an excellent deception play calling by the Shaker staff on that one.
2 minutes and 34 seconds to go. John Manley trying to tie this thing up. Lefty. And the snap's a good one. And the kick ties the ball game at 7-7. So at the 2:34 mark, we are all knotted up here at 7 apiece. And we figured it'd be a good ball game, and so far we're up to that kind of a start.
Yeah, are you starting to get the feeling, Craig, this is going to be one of those, whoever has the ball last is going to be the one to win the game? Because it just looks like two big heavyweights going at each other.
Sure does. Before we move along, we'd like to thank some other folks. Burton Village is also a big part of the initial effort here by GTV. Big thank you to Mayor Nick Fischbach, councilpersons Brian Johnston, Jim Clark, Ken Cleve, Gerald Roger, David Ward, and Catherine Sutter. Middlefield Village also supporting this effort. We'd like to thank Mayor Ben Garlick, Linda Smallwood, Doug Clark, Bill Collier, Steve Druhat, David McDowell, and Ron Webb. Really like to thank you, Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation and GTV. We'll tell you later on how you can get a hold of us and let you know what we're doing, and you let us know what you think of it. We got some upcoming events for you. Here's the kick, and flags fly on the kickoff.
Somebody must have got a little premature start there for Shaker. Don't see offsides on a kick all that much when they jump. Normally that's something you practice. It's so routine that nobody really gets that extra jump out of there. You go off of a sequence based on the kicker.
Now they will march it back to the 35-yard line, and so Brendan Massini will have to kick from there. Makar goes back to receive the kickoff, along with, looks like Zach Braces is back there.
Yes.
So we are tied up at 7 apiece. Hope you're enjoying tonight's ball game. There's a nice deep line drive kick. Scott Makar takes it at the 9. He's across the 20. Comes up to the 30 before he's upended. Coming up off the bottom of the pile for Shaker Heights, Nate Clements with a nice tackle around the ankles. Knocked him off his pins.
Yeah, Nate's one of their strong cornerbacks as well, so he definitely knows how to make a tackle.
Watch it again. You'll see Nate come flying in and just take the ankles out of Scott right there.
Just good and low and take the feet away. You don't run very well without your feet.
Just outside the 33-yard line is where Chardon will get the football. Brent Weidig brings the troops up to the line of scrimmage. That's Renner over the left side. Huge hole as he's across the 45 to near the 47-yard line. Wow, what a burst of speed for about 13.
Yeah, he ran into Rashad Burnley there, just lowered the shoulder and made him pay a little bit for the tackle. Watch it. Just before impact, watch Renner lower the shoulder and just lay it onto Burnley.
See, the defense is telling you we're supposed to be the ones doing that.
Yeah.
We're the giver, you're the taker. You're not supposed to be giving out that
good, strong running backs. Do you feel like we're sitting in the middle of the Shaker band? Wow.
First down and 10. They go right side with Renner. No, they don't. Oh, see, now even this quarterback's faking me out. I thought once we got rid of Scott Neal, we'd be all set.
Well, Shaker's happy. They read it correctly and didn't fall for it.
Big loss. If you're not familiar with the quarterback here of Chardon last year, Scott Neal, more than one occasion as he scampered down the sidelines toward the end zone, the referees were blowing the ball dead because they thought that one of the running backs had it.
Oh, he was absolutely magical. As a sophomore, he was magical. There was 3 years of that.
And from what I'm hearing, this guy could be that good.
It's definitely king is dead, long live the king.
Now Renner will go straight up the middle this time. He gets back a couple of the yards that they lost, but it'll be still 3rd down and long.
Nice thing is, though, in running that option, it's not strictly a quarterback. Naturally, a talented ball-handling quarterback is a must for that. But you also have to have like the fullback carry that out, and the half, if you happen to hit the fakes to them, they have to carry out their portion of the fakes. It's a whole program that's sold, and Chardon's just masterfully running that option program.
Third down, about 14 yards to go. Whiting going to run near side, almost knocked down, falling backwards as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for Kevin Platts, and a fourth down situation for Chardon.
Yeah, Onaji Grimes came out of his defensive end position, was blocked, but got just enough in there. As you can see, Montgomery knocking him down to knock Whiting off balance, where he couldn't set and really get enough on that ball.
Those are the kind of passes that scare you, too, as your quarterback's falling down.
Well, it really wasn't wasted. It was thrown fairly accurately.
Mike marks the punt. Nice high kick. And that will be taken by Clemens. Nate is across the 35 and near the 40-yard line. And the Raiders trying to now take the lead.
Yeah, as you can see,
It was a nice move right out of the start.
a quick start it was too. He just, one of those instant acceleration people, blew by about 3-4 guys to get himself to the outside lane there where he could get a good return.
I had to hang out the press box to check out the clock, and we're down to 30 seconds to go.
You did pick it up?
Yes,
yeah, we
I
got a
did.
tough angle out of here.
All the blood rushed to my head as I bent out that far. This will probably be the last play of the
But
first
it looks
quarter.
good on you, Greg.
Up the gut, Shaker Heights goes again.
Maybe a yard.
That was Tatum on the carry. And they're not going to give him much, maybe a half a yard on the play. There's a Red Raider sideline.
Down 9-8.
Yeah, this will probably be the last play of the first quarter. So we have played one quarter of football here. And Shaker Heights and Chardon are just right where we started. It's 7-7. We're knotted up. And a good ball game so far. A nice back and forth affair. And it may be whoever touches the football last does get that victory. We'd also like to thank some other folks tonight. Burton Township is helping bring Berkshire School programming to Channel 24 in the Cablevision service area. I'd like to thank the trustees, Dan Whiting, Frank McBride, Bob Himmeline, for their support in this. And of course, none of this could be possible without you, the cable subscriber. GTV will endeavor to provide you with as much local programming as our funds will permit. Geauga Local Access Cable is non-profit and appreciates any funding assistance and any comments that you might have. Our address is GTV, Post Office Box 336 in Chardon. Zip code is 44024. So Chardon will have the football. Second down at 9.
Shaker called one from the sidelines. They're not even going to huddle it up in the field, which that's efficient usage of your time.
Second down and 9. And there's a fumble fallen upon by Nate Clemens.
You can see that again. Malone put the ball up on his shoulder pads. He didn't look it down into the belly region where you got to make that handoff. Yeah, anytime you make that handoff, it's got to be into a softer region. If you hit something hard like the shoulder pads or the guy's elbow or something like that, that's exactly what's going to happen. The ball's going to bounce out of there and end up on the ground.
They mark it a third down and 17. Andrew Malone under center. And Malone's going to keep it. He's across the 40 and near the 45-yard line, but that'll put him about 5 yards shy of a first down.
I tell you, he's a slippery runner. I've seen him slip out of 2-3 tackles along the sideline there. They wrapped on him. It's not like they were trying to do the bumps and out. Watch. You see arms wrap on him, and he just slides right through him. He's like greased when he runs. Really hard to bring down. I noticed that on an earlier run, but this one really illustrated that fact.
Dave Sedmak has said in the 7 years that he's been a head coach, speaking of Malone, he says that he could be the best play-action passer, or he does the best at play-action, and he's the best deceptive quarterback he's had in 7 years, and he's had some good ones come through Beechwood and now at Shaker Heights. John Manley in the kick. The lefty pops it towards Makar at the 25. Across the 30, and he goes down at the 31-yard line. The Hilltoppers will get the football back. Lee Watts on the tackle.
Yeah, I tell you, Brian Johnson came down, and I thought Makar was going to be absolutely destroyed, but Makar took that one little sidestep to his left and just got rid of Johnson, but he had a beat on him. I thought Makar was going to end up going over the goalpost himself in that one.
They spot the football at the 31-yard line. It's a first down and 10. Mike Marks is split wide to the far side. You saw him go shooting out of the picture. The football, flags fly as he's across the 35 near the 37, but it's probably academic at this point.
Yeah, I would guess so. It was kind of away from the hole. I'm guessing somebody might have caught it, somebody in the back there. See if we can pick up some sort of penalty here. I don't know. If he's calling on 44, I didn't really see any penalty. Everything he looked like, he tied him up at the line and just drove him out of there.
That'll march the Hilltoppers back. Looks like the 33-yard line. First down and 20. 10 minutes and actually now we're down to under 10 minutes to go here in the quarter. The ball to Montgomery, and he's got a lot of room across the middle of the football field up near the 43-yard line, and that ought to be a first down.
Yeah, he crossed over, got himself the first down, went a little airborne on the end of that run, which I think he was trying to hurt. He had a blocker down there. I think he was trying to hurdle over his feet as he made the block and all, and spring it to the outside, which really might have broke him free for the entire distance.
Down to the 43-yard line.
There's the Shaker sideline they're showing now.
So first down and 10 now. The ball is at the 43-yard line of Chardon. We are tied up at 7 apiece here, Chardon and Shaker Heights. Glad you could join us for today's game. This is Renner, and he is doing some hard running up near the 47, maybe the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that was like a 2-yard gain they gave him that he turned into about a 5-yarder. Just through second effort, keeping those legs pumping. Good, strong running out of that fullback position for Chardon.
So a second down and 4. Jason Adams comes to the near side for Chardon. This time Malone keeps it. Got a lot of room as he's down to the 25-yard line. That was a nice deceptive play because Renner got mugged going up the middle. I think everybody thought Gary had it.
Well, Renner got tackled by about 3 or 4 of the Shaker things. If we get the opportunity to see that one in, we illustrated that they just converged on him, fell for the fake. Again, watch, that's Renner. Well, this is the tail end of the run. We won't be able to see what set it up.
Brent Whiting with a super run there.
Yeah, and a good job of Renner carrying out that fake. Like I said, it's the whole backfield as they illustrate the fake and sell it. Not just strictly quarterback.
And flags fly. We told you Brent Whiting was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And even the truck said he even got us on the last play, so you know he's good. Offside against Shaker Heights. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, so first down and 5 coming up. And you're right, I pretty much think we're in the middle of the band right now.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow morning, if you happen to be watching the tape, I'd like to say hi to the drummer. You're doing a fine job and very loud. Boy, they got a heck of a percussion group out here.
Ball's just inside the 20. First down and 5. Braces goes in motion. Malone does go up the middle this time to Renner, and Renner gets it near the 17-yard line. Give him about 3.
That's good, just straight ahead football player.
Yep.
But that's a nice thing. When you start out with the 1st and 5 on that play, you can do it. Just pick and choose, take a couple here, a couple there. You know, you don't need to go for the big play. Sometimes you bust that right up the middle too.
So gain of a yard, 2nd down and 4.
Boy, there's some big guys out on that field. Look at the size.
Yeah, more flags flying. This is from, that's a delay against Chardon. Oh, that's a tough penalty.
Yeah, that you don't want to have.
Wound there.
Especially when you got that 2nd and short there. You don't want to give up that field position like that. That was a costly one.
Yep. Turns your 2nd down and 4 into 2nd down and 9. Looks like they're spotted the football at the 22, 23-yard line. We are tied up at 7 apiece. Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Hope you're enjoying tonight's ball game. Whiting going to keep it. Breaks a tackle inside the 20 to the 15-yard line before he's tackled from behind. Andre Griffin on the tackle. So put that right at the 15. So about a yard shy of a 1st down.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if he got some of Malone's grease, because he shook off a tackler for Shaker on that particular one in the backfield. Turned it into a nice gain. Now we got 3rd and short.
3rd down and 1.
3rd down and a yard. Big play for Chardon as they've got the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line. Brent Whiting under center. They go to Renner, and he gets inside the 15, which is where he had to be, and that should be a 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot, as always, but it sure looks from here.
Yeah, we kind of got a bad angle, though. It looks like it's not, the stake's just a bit over the line, which, again, the ball's just a bit over the line. They're going to make, yeah, they're calling for the measurement on
I'll
that.
tell you what, Gary dragged a player on his back. That was a yard of his own that time.
I'll tell you, he is one strong running back.
Here come the sticks from across the field. Field is in pretty decent shape tonight. A little soft because of all the rain, but not bad. No standing water or anything. It's a great shot there. And that would be a 1st down. Yeah. Wow. Talk about the nose of the foot. That's 2 we've had tonight like that.
Yeah, 1 for each side. Shaker had it by the dimple before. Chardon got the dimple break this time.
So that football is at the 14-yard line, and it's a 1st down and 10. Shaker coach is trying to figure out how to stop this very impressive drive as we are under 7 minutes to go here. Whiting gives the ball to Renner, and Renner pounds his way inside the 5.
Well, I guess it's time to mention Jenkins-Landy's connection again. Again, he went over that left side through a big, look at that, untouched till he gets into the secondary area, and then he makes that secondary player just pay for it.
Andrew Malone.
Yeah, that's the quarterback.
So it's a 1st down for the Hilltoppers at the 4-yard line.
That's kind of a double bonus for Renner. One, you're punishing a defensive player, and the other thing is it's the quarterback, which you always want to try to get on the opposing team's quarterback.
Renner, touchdown. Gary Renner goes into the end zone from 4 yards out, and Chardon has regained the lead.
I'll tell you, that was called knifing through. You watch it. He gets turned sideways here, and you'll see he actually goes in with his right shoulder first into the end zone. Well, I guess we got screened off where we couldn't see that much of it, but it was just a slash across and just keep the feet plumping until you just get over that goal line. That was an impressive drive by Chardon to answer that equally impressive drive that Shaker had earlier. Boy, this is two fine running football teams.
Scott Mackar in to attempt the point after, and Scott is true once again. So with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first half, Chardon has bounced out to a 14-7 lead.
I tell you, that extra point, they want to watch out for number 23, Drew Thurston. He wasn't too far away from getting the angle. And I think he's probably sitting there thinking, you know, if I really had known I was going to be that close, I should have gone for it. I'm sure the next time they try to kick, he will go strong to get a block there.
So the hometown Chardon Hilltoppers up on top by a score of 14-7. I'd like to remind you once again that viewers in Shaker Heights, you can thank the good folks at Quay Buick Suzuki for their support in underwriting tonight's Red Raider coverage. If you happen to be watching the game on Saturday, well, we'll be right back here again on Wednesday at 2:30 in the afternoon, right here on Channel 24. Once again, we'd like to thank Quay Buick Suzuki for their support of Shaker Heights Red Raider football. And boy, I tell you, nothing like a phone call or two down there. I mean, we joked before about everybody running down to buy a car, but you know what? Just take 2 minutes out of your day. Give the people down there a call and thank them very much, because I'm sure they'll appreciate it and they'll understand how important it was to you to get this football game on television.
I tell you, and it's important to the kids playing here to have a tape, you know, memories for later on in their careers. They love it and they appreciate it.
Scott Mackar kicks, sends it in the direction of Griffin, and he has it at the 15 across the 25, stays on his feet across the 30 and is shoved out of bounds near the 33-yard line, and that is where Shaker Heights will take the football back over.
Well, he is hard to bring down, though, because he didn't fall on that. They kind of just kept pushing him so he would end up in the out-of-bounds region, but he's got that low center of gravity as he comes out of that. You know, he carries a decent amount of weight at 185, but he's only 5'9", so it's packed down, so his center of gravity is low. It's hard to take the legs out from somebody like that.
It remains Derek Tatum and Andre Griffin in the backfield behind the quarterback, Andrew Malone. And as Griffin bounces around the far side, tossed out of bounds after a gain of 4 or 5. There is a flag on the play out on the far sideline. At least it looks like it from here.
Yeah, I didn't really see the flag, but I imagine that's probably in an area where it'd be holding.
And that's what it is. So holding against Shaker Heights. They can't cut a break on first down. Very few first down plays where they have been able to pick up substantial yardage. They found themselves in the hole several times.
Couldn't really see that wall of people there. I imagine somewhere in that midst there is where the hole came about. We really couldn't see it, though, in the replay.
So a first down, and it'll be a 7-yard penalty, because again, they take it from the spot of the foul, so only 7 yards on the penalty, and it'll be a first down and 17.
I tell you, there's been a lot of penalties so far, Craig, but it really hasn't hurt them, because you got two very potent offenses out there.
And nailed in the backfield. That fooled nobody.
No, absolutely not. They just sat there and sealed on that one. You had Ryan DeWeese coming up there. I believe JRBC was in on that tackle as well.
It'll end around with Drew Thornton.
Yeah, that's DeWeese in first on that.
See, and that's so important. You know, I talked to Dave Sedmak this week about defending the option, and they run the option, and he said, you know, if everybody stays at home, you can be successful defending it. And that's exactly what the Hilltoppers did that time against that little counter, razzle-dazzle, reverse type of a play. Everybody stayed at home, didn't get sucked in by the fakes, and then you can make a big play like that. Second down and a bus ride. Straight up the gut they go, and that time it's Griffin. Griffin got a nice chunk of yardage back. Okay, we haven't heard much about, I mean, they're featuring the fullback Griffin, but they do have a tailback named Derek Tatum. Derek's only carried the ball 20 times for 215 yards. That's about almost 11 yards a carry.
That's not a bad average. You can live with it. Yeah, that takes you back to old Ohio State days with the backfield of Griffin and Tatum. Those are two of the legendary names that come out of Ohio State.
I don't think that Derek Tatum is any relation to Jack. Well, he might be a relation to Jack Tatum. You never know.
Well, I'm sure we would have heard about that.
That's right.
We know for sure that that is Archie's son out there, and I'm sure he's very proud of him. He's a fine football player.
Third down, and it looks like 15. Malone being chased. He's going to tuck it under his arm and try to turn the corner, and he does. Gets near the 40, and he falls forward, and that's going to be a first down. That is one terrific effort by the quarterback.
Is he greasy? That's the only term I can come up with.
Now, don't bring another pro's name into this. Bob Greasy's got nothing to do with it, okay?
But it's like people slip. You can't grab him. He's incredible. Watch, there's a slip there.
Nice use of that straight arm, though, too. That's just a nice move.
Yeah, that was a move that got the slips right out of that tackle as well.
Oh, well, we do have a flag. I didn't see that on the far side. That will nullify that play.
Oh, what a shame. That nullifies one gorgeous run. That was a super effort by Malone. I can understand how their coach is very, very pleased. He's an impressive running quarterback and runs the option extremely well. Then when he does break into the open, he's just got a phenomenal way of making people slip.
Yep.
Well, that's close to 20 yards to go, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 3rd down, and it looks like 20. Malone to throw, and he's going to cough it up, and it's going to be recovered. Sure, Kent Hardesty is there. I'll get these number 12 straight before the night is out. Kent Hardesty with a huge defensive play for Chardon.
Was that DeWeese that caused the fumble? I wasn't sure who came from the backside.
Sure, looks like.
Yeah, that's Ryan DeWeese coming from the backside, causing the fumble. Hardesty's right there to jump on it.
Wow, that's huge. You know, the bad news for Shakers, there's 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go. If they'd have punted the football down the field, they might have been able to sneak out of this. Now, Chardon is in excellent position.
You know, and that's the second time the defense has given them the ball deep in the Shaker end. Defense is playing a whale of a game.
And against St. Ed's, Shaker Heights had a goal. It was the special teams that killed him against St. Ed's. 3 times got into the end zone on special teams. And offensively, they moved, you know, Shaker Heights moved the football. Yeah. And tonight, they've turned the ball over twice. First time became a touchdown. And we'll see if this is the second time tonight that the turnover has cost them.
Well, they're getting to the point of, they're very close to the range of Scott Mackar. He's got a strong foot, and anything where he can kick it from about the 30 or so is almost a guaranteed field goal for him.
Had a chance to meet his father before the game. What a nice man.
Yeah, Marty's a very, very good guy, and enthusiastic follower of the Chardon program. Has been for years. As he's provided a second player for this team. His oldest son, Marty, was a former kicker on their state championship squad. Yep,
back in 1994, Division II state champs. And gee whiz, I think you and I were there, weren't we?
I do believe we were.
1st down and 10 now for the Toppers. Renner goes left side, and left side is very good to him. Nice gain on the play.
Boy, Renner is running hard tonight. You know, he's off to a tremendous start so far. You know, he's already in the first 2 games, he's got himself 239 yards for a 7.7 average, and I don't think he's hurting that very much this evening.
No, I tell you what, I've never seen Gary Renner not run hard.
Yeah. But boy, that's for all you young running backs out there. Keep those legs moving. He's a perfect illustration of that.
They go with Renner again. Look at how he churns the legs and falls backwards, and it looks like he's got the first down to the 6-yard line. Yeah, he's got it by a yard or 2. So 1st down and goal now.
I think he's got a goal of scoring a touchdown with every part of his body. He's going to go on the left side, right side, back side.
They wind the clock, and it's 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first half. Chardon trying to extend a 14-7 lead.
Just wave to me, Craig, if you want to know the timers. I'm afraid you're going to fall out that window in the booth here.
1st and goal for the Hilltoppers at the 7.
Montgomery goes in motion, and this time Whiting keeps the football. And he moves his way down inside the 5 to close to the 2 or 1 yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like he was held up, then all of a sudden he scored it ahead for another 3-4 yards. But we were screened by both teams' pile up there. Couldn't really see what happened, as that's on the far side of the field.
Actually, now as I look at the monitor, they're almost inside the 1 yard line.
It's like a 1 or 2.
Yeah, when they break huddle here, we should be able to see the stakes in the far side. Boy, it sure does. It looks like he's within a foot or two away from the pay dirt there.
Weidig under center. How about a quarterback sneak? No. Renner did not get in. Nice defensive effort by Shaker Heights. See who is the guy. Oh, that's a nice play. Ryan Strickland with great penetration. And the Toppers are going to take timeout. While we got a little minute, let's tell you about the Chardon Rotary Club announcing their annual harvest auction to be held on Saturday, November the 9th at the Sun Valley Party Center. This year's auction features some great stuff. Hank Aaron autographed bat, Steve Young autographed 49ers jersey, 4 original architectural blueprints from the old Cleveland Stadium. The auction will also include a Disney World vacation package and a condominium for a week in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. Boy, it'd be worth going just to win that. Tickets are $100 a couple and include hors d'oeuvres, beverages, dinner, silent and live auctions, and a night filled with fun and excitement. Seats are limited, so for tickets and more information, contact Paul Davis. His number is area code 216-285-9597. Proceeds from the Chardon Rotary Harvest Auction benefit several worthwhile causes in the community, provide college scholarships, and assist Rotary International in its humanitarian endeavors.
There's your quarterback.
Up the middle they go with the quarterback, and that's a touchdown.
Boy, he got some good leg drive out of that one. Just took it in, could have scored from the 4-yard line on that one. Watch the drive that line gave, just blowing him off as he gets easily into the end zone.
So Weidig with a 1-yard run, and that's a backbreaker if you're Shaker Heights.
Yes.
Down by a touchdown.
You know, 14-7 halftime would be livable, but all of a sudden that turnover just killed him back here. It gave Chardon a second defensive touchdown of the night.
Scott Mackar to attempt the point after. Snaps a good one. And Scott has no problem with that one. So at 52 seconds to go here in the first half, the Chardon Hilltoppers lead it by a score of 21-7. You know, we talked earlier about the fact that when you don't throw the football, it's tough to come back, and Dave Sedmak certainly echoed those thoughts this week. He said it is very difficult to come back. But the thing is, you got a whole second half, and you get a couple drives together, and you can. But any more than a couple touchdowns when you keep the ball on the ground is tough to do.
I'll tell you, Chardon's been kicking the ball fairly deep. Mackar's been putting it down to about the 10-yard line every time this year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them revert to their former form of kicking at an angle towards a 30 here to make sure here's the touchdown and score again. Look at the good lay drive and the penetration by that line. They just kind of, it was almost like a kick return wedge. They just plowed ahead and pushed Shaker back into the end zone. We'll see if he angles the kicker, if he goes deep. Reason being he might want to angle is to keep the possibility of a long run back, kind of a mute issue, and keep Shaker so they don't get that super field position, because they're the type of team that 2-3 plays they can put it in 52 seconds with a couple timeouts. You can do it.
Very true. Mackar going to kick it in the direction of Drew Thornton, and he's across the 20. Now he's up the sideline to the 30, and he trips and goes down just short of the 40. We've got a flag. I don't know if we got a late hit.
I'm guessing so. That was kind of a late flag, which is happens when you got a late hit. See if we can see at the end of the play somebody getting a little overzealous.
I think somebody came in and covered him there, and that's going to be 15 yards. He was going down or on the deck, and somebody came. I don't know if they fell on him or jumped on him.
Yeah, it did look like a malicious type of penalty, but nonetheless, it ends up with the 15.
So that's good news for Shaker Heights, because with this type of an offense and the potential to get in the end zone in a hurry, 44 seconds is a long time. Andrew Malone comes out.
See if they go the air route on this, Greg.
Griffin up the middle for about 4. Got a bounce up, and Shaker Heights wants to take a timeout and talk about this. Dave Sedmak wants to come over and take a timeout, and there is Second down, 8 yards to go. More importantly, Shaker trying to get in. Malone to throw across the middle, and it's in and out of the hands and picked off. Picked off by one of the defensive backs of Chardon. Mitch Hewitt came up and got that play, and that is exactly what has been happening to Andrew Malone all season. The fact of the matter is, yeah, he's 2 out of 16.
Watch the hit Montgomery puts on the receiver here. Boom!
Got him out of the way.
Oh, big time.
But unfortunately for Andrew Malone, that has been part of the trouble. The 2 of 16 has been caused by plays like that at times where he has put the ball and made it catchable, and the receivers can't come up with it.
You know, that was kind of a strange play if you watch Malone on that one. It was the way he held the ball up there. It almost looked like it was a deception play to sell the pass, and they had some sort of a run coming out of it. But he did put it up in the air. Chardon's happy with their 21-7.
Yes, they are. So I'll tell you what, Brian Johnson paid for not catching that football
time.
because
Montgomery
he took a shot.
laid it right into him.
They start the huddle clock with 13 seconds to go. Chardon will not have to run another play here as we have come to the end of the first half. And an exciting first half. It's been 21-0 is the score. Let's recap the scoring real quick. At the 6:33 mark of the first quarter, Gary Renner, 6-yard run for Chardon. Scott Mackar with the PAT was 7-zip. Then at the 2:34 mark in the first quarter, it was the quarterback Andrew Malone with a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out, and that tied the game up at 7 apiece. We marched all the way to the second quarter. At the 5:25 mark, it was Gary Renner with a 4-yard run. The PAT by Mackar was good, made it 14-7. And then it was the other quarterback, Brent Whiting, going in from 1 yard out to make it a 21-7 halftime score, and that's where we are right now. Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation is a newly formed corporation funded by communities in northern Geauga County to expand local cable television community programming opportunities for those communities. Based on present funding, programming is being planned for the Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon school districts and for the communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. Tonight's game is being brought to the viewers by Chardon Village and Chardon Township. Funding is received from you, the cable television subscriber, when you pay your cable bill. A small portion of that bill is a franchise fee, which is now being dedicated to local programming of all kinds. Other programming we're planning on having for fall includes Candidates Night coverage, school events featuring students in the Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon systems, girls volleyball, and election results in November. We also plan on programming Channel 24 with news, information, public service announcements, video Valentine's, birthday greetings, and more. This service is just for northern Geauga County. Welcome aboard. We're glad to have you. If you have any programming suggestions, you can write us at GTV, Post Office Box 336 in Chardon, or at jvks32a@prodigy.com. Well, we hope you enjoyed the bands here at halftime. We certainly did. How about the size of the Shaker Heights marching band? A couple of hundred strong, and we've got a, whoops, we're not quite ready to start. Brandon Massini in to kick the ball back to Chardon. They lead by a score of 21-7. And they kick the ball out of bounds, so Chardon will have excellent field position here to start the second half.
Start out at the 35. I tell you, I was watching the Shaker team coming out. Their team down on the scoreboard 21-7, but they're definitely not out-spirited. They're coming out here pushing each other, especially I saw number 92, Adrian Clark, their big defensive tackle out here right now, 6'5", 285. He was running around like a madman, just slapping his teammates on the shoulder pads, trying to get them pumped into this game. That's exactly the type of person you got to have on the sideline to get you going in the second half.
I'll tell you something, Dave Sedmak in his 7th year as a head football coach, going into this season 44-17, and I'm sure he's been down a few times at halftime on those 44 wins. So you play 2 halves of football, and a couple touchdowns isn't huge if you can get on them early and often. Brent Weidig, who had a nice first half for Chardon, comes out again as quarterback, and Renner goes to the left side across the 40 to the 50, and he will be knocked into Shaker Heights territory at the 49-yard line. And that'll be a first down. That was a huge hole on the left side for Gary Renner.
Oh, definitely. They blew the hole inside out there, isolated blocking there, pushed the linebackers to the inside, and gave him the whole outside lane. Renner's coming out. He's in the punishing tonight, it looks like.
Yep.
He came out, looked like he was going to run out of bounds and said, I can't do that. I haven't hit anybody yet. Turns it to the inside, gives a guy a crack. Look at that. He's got to just punish somebody. Hard running by Renner tonight.
Right on midfield. And we've got all kinds of movement. Yep.
Yeah,
Zach Brazes took off from his wing position to go in motion, and that drew the left side of the, which was funny, the other side of the defensive line off by Shaker.
Yeah, that was our friend I was just alluding to, Adrian Clark. He just is emotional. He wants to get into it, but somehow you got to contain that emotion, keep it under control, and channel it in the proper direction.
Well, how'd you like to have that guy's lunch bill? 6'5", 275, and he's a growing sophomore.
And the question is, he's not even the biggest one on this team.
Yeah.
There is some big kids both sides of the ball tonight.
Yeah, hard hitting. First half we saw some well-played football, and Chardon gets a break with a penalty. It is now a first down and 5 for the Hilltoppers. This time Montgomery goes in motion to give it to Renner, goes to the right side of the 40-35. Had one man to beat and couldn't do it as he got tripped up at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was Nate Clemens on that cornerback coming up. He's definitely a sure tackler. And he was very smart about it, too, because he was going down low, taking on Renner at those ankle bones, because if you take him up on the pads, he probably would have been carried in the end zone on Renner's back.
That's right. They spot the ball at the 28-yard line of Shaker Heights. Mike marks a split wide to the far side. Again, it's Renner, Montgomery, and Brazes. And that's Brazes goes in motion. They go again with Renner, and he falls near the 25-yard line, so we got 3 or 4.
Well, let me see how your memory is, Craig. They've been running the option into Renner and Whiting taking it out. I don't honestly recall one pitch tonight, do you? Is he pitching to the outside man?
I don't think so.
And it doesn't seem like Shaker's containing him that much. I don't know, it just seems kind of strange. If you've seen the first 2 parts of the option, not the third as of yet, but let me assure you, folks, it's out there.
Second down and 8 yards to go. And up the middle they go. It's Montgomery. And Montgomery is near the 17-yard line.
Yeah, he was stretching. He knew he was in first down territory, and he did get it. And he was stretching for it. As you see, the guy was down on his legs, and he just extended his whole body out to get it over that first down marker.
So they spot the football at the 17-yard line. It's a first down and 10 for Chardon. They lead at 21-7 right now. Another touchdown here could be disastrous for Shaker Heights. Brent Whiting looks like he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Goes up the middle to Renner again, and he closes in on the 10-yard line. Coming up to make the play, Derek Tatum was there.
Well, that time he went over the right side over Denny Benvenuto and Ken Hardesty, who opened up a big lane again for Renner to just ramble ahead on. You know, there's one thing we didn't mention. We've talked about the Neal Whiting interchange at quarterback, which is old news now. This is Whiting's team. But just to let you know, there still is a Neal on this team. The center, Jeff Neal, who happens to be Scott Neal, the former quarterback's cousin. So there's still an influence from Neals out there and doing very well.
Second down and 4 is Gary Renner again. Pounds his way to the 8-yard line. That going's getting a little tougher as they get inside the 20.
I'll tell you, he showed a lot of strength on that. Derek Tatum caught him around the ankles, and he just dragged him on his ankle for about 1.5 yards as well. And that's real powerful running when you can drag a defender with your feet.
Big play coming up for Chardon. Shaker Heights defense needs to come up with a huge stop here. Yeah,
this is a backbreaker. When a team can have a big lead, come out and just shove it right down the throat of their opponent, that breaks the back of them. This Shaker team, I think, is resilient and has a lot of class. They're not going to go out to that final bells rung.
And there was a great defensive effort there. And it'll be a 4th down. He did not get it. Nice surge up front. I see Andre Griffin coming up off the bottom of the pile from his linebacker spot.
The Chardon's taking their time.
Sure, they're going to take a timeout and they're going to think about this. Don't forget tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation and GTV. They're the folks that are bringing it to you out in Geauga County if you're enjoying it out there. And if you're watching the game in the Shaker Heights area, give the good people at Quay Buick a call. Quay Buick Suzuki in Cleveland and Shaker Heights. They're the ones that made possible the broadcast in Shaker Heights. And good to be back on Cablevision. Haven't been on Cablevision in Shaker Heights in a few years. It's good to be back. Feel like coming home again, you know.
And definitely a good ball game to do it, too, as both these squads are playing excellent tonight. So far, I haven't seen Mackart come out on the field. It looks like Chardon's going to go for it down here. I don't know, their reasoning being twofold, possibly. One, confidence in their strong running offense, or number two, they just might feel they want to keep Shaker buried with their backs to it, even if they don't get it, rather than adding the 3 points.
That was, as we said, we are so low in our vantage point here, it's tough to see the line play and how far it goes. That was a loss of 2.
Yeah, it's about fourth and about 3 yards to go.
3 yards to go. They go with Renner. He breaks a tackle and looks like he's got the first down.
I think so. I think he does. Again, we got the lousy angle, but I do believe he made enough. That was second effort because somebody, I didn't catch it. Yeah, they signaled the first down.
Yep.
Somebody knifed through, tripped his ankles, and he just kept his belt. There it is, number 24, I believe that was. That's Andre Griffin coming out of his outside linebacker position. Gave him a shot, kept his balance and his momentum moving forward enough to get that first down. Again, another facet of Renner showing his good balance in that run.
Looks like the ball is spotted at the 6-yard line. This time the quarterback Whiting keeps it, touchdown.
Well, they sucked in real strong on Renner that time. He sold it. If you see, he was totally bent over. They went for him and gave Whiting the whole outside lane. Again, good use of that option package for Chardon. Here it is. You see him coming in. There goes Renner going down. All of a sudden, they realized it on the outside. Lead blocker came in, took out the guy in the corner, and just Whiting strolled into the corner of the end zone.
So Scott Mackar in to attempt another PAT. The second touchdown by Brent Whiting this evening. Putting on a show. Mackar, I don't know what happened there. If the ball came out of Montgomery's hold, it looked like he kicked the... There's somebody maybe attending their first ball game right there, John. All bundled up, looking like it's the middle of winter.
Well, for that young body. By the way, that was Drew Thornton knifing in. That's the one we mentioned that an earlier extra point coming around from the outside. And he did get a piece of it. I'm not sure if it was a bad spot or what. It just didn't seem to get away that clean. But Thornton did get in there for a little piece of it for the block.
So 27-7 is the score. Chardon is leading Shaker Heights. And the time is now for Shaker. If they don't get a quick score here, you can all about turn out the lights with the style of offense they run. But again, keep in mind the fact that they do have the big play capability, and they have shown that throughout the season.
Yes, and they're going to have to come. I agree with you. They almost are forced to put it in the end zone because their defense hasn't shown that they can stop Chardon to much extent here. So Chardon is going to be grinding out, and with a 27-7 lead, the clock is definitely in Chardon's favor. So any time they can use on a longer sustained drive works to their advantage. Shaker does have to get those points going on the board. 7 minutes and 37 seconds remain here in the third quarter. As Mackar to kick, and it's a squibber. Who touched? In nobody's territory there, and finally it is covered by Shaker Heights. Brian Johnson is the man who made that, of course, on a kickoff. That's a free ball. So Andrew Malone will bring the troops back out, hoping to get things rolling here for the Red Raiders.
They scored all the way back at the 2:34 mark of the first quarter when he went in from 1 yard on a quarterback keeper. But other than that, offensively, not much since.
Yeah, I think they should stick to their basic game plan, though. It's not panic time yet. You don't need to go to that air show. They haven't reached that point. But, you know, you do have to get it moving on your ground, but play your game.
Griffin straight up the middle. They had a hold of his shirt. He gets the first down as he pushes the football up to the 38-yard line. Coming into the backfield now for Shaker Heights, Eric Ross is now in at the tailback spot, replacing Derek Tatum.
Yeah, I'm not sure that undershirt that Tatum wears here. I don't know how long it was before, but I can tell you it's a heck of a lot longer now. It's stretched just like spandex. Must have had a 3-4 foot expanse of it, pulling it back. Slowed him up enough, though, to get the other defenders in there to stop him.
Able to wear that as a nightshirt pretty soon.
Easily.
First down and 10. The ball is at the 38-yard line of Shaker Heights. They go Griffin again. Bounces off a tackle and doesn't get much further. Chris Dakowitz came in to cover, but the initial hit was made by Nick Goshi.
Yeah, Shaker's got the time. They can take a nice drive down the field. They don't need to have the big play capabilities. Now, like I said, it's not panic time for them yet. But then again, it's not just be comfortable and put it away either. They got to start getting the points on the board. Must be a slippery part. You see the center come out there and kind of slide a little bit.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Griffin to the 45, and he goes out of bounds shy of midfield, but close to another first down. Safe to say he's the workhorse?
Oh, definitely so, but you can see that in the stats that he's averaging close to 25 yards or 25 carries per game, which for a high school back is one heck of a thing. You can see the blockers fighting up, but Chardon equally was fighting to string it out. But there's a good job of holding those defensive guys off so Griffin could get the first down on that one.
Yeah, well, Ryan Davis made a nice play there. You saw him playing with the blocker when the runner got close enough, discarding him.
Yeah.
And coming up to make that tackle. But it's a first down for Shaker Heights as now the Red Raiders are moving the football up to the 48.5-yard line.
That's exactly what they needed, too.
They run a little reverse, and that's Drew Thornton. And it looks like they're going to spot it right back at the original line of scrimmage, so at least they didn't lose any yardage.
No, and it was a good job out there by number 29, Mitch Hewitt, I believe, in on that tackle, just holding his ground and not falling for the little counter movement, being there where he should be. That's good discipline. That's what you alluded to earlier, Craig. When you run up against the option, it's not so much a super athlete thing. You got to be disciplined and hold your ground, realize what your keys are, and just stay on those areas and don't fall for little ball handling trickery and that sort of stuff. It's very disciplined defense is what you need against an option.
Second and 10, they put it up, and the pass is complete to Johnson. Johnson with a lot of room inside the 25, and he barrels his way down to the 19-yard line. Eric Montgomery was hanging on for dear life and got quite a ride on the back of Brian Johnson. Right on the button with that one. There was nobody near him.
That was an excellent. They hadn't shown anything like that before. A little play action. Give it to Griffin going up the middle, suck in the defense, pull the secondary guys in on that, and just hit the tight end over the middle with a little slant pattern there. Beautiful execution and play calling by Shaker.
First and 10 and a 19. It's Griffin right up the middle. And you talk about a guy that keeps his legs moving too.
Boy, they were pumping high too. He was doing some definite high stepping against the wall that was up in front of him. That's what it takes to be a good solid running back, though. You can see he's getting the push from his big man up front. There's number 77, Terrence May, is 6'4", 310, leading the blocking for Griffin, just pushing the Chardon defenders off the ball.
Ball's at the 16-yard line.
Good drive. This is something Shaker really needs.
Second down and a long 2. They go to Ross, and he tries to turn the corner, and he does, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Boy, he put on a burst of speed there. They had it sealed off, but not well enough to account for that burst of speed he puts on. You'll see He's coming around the left side here, kind of feeling his way. Then all of a sudden he just turns on the jets and blows his way around that corner. Totally outrunning the Chardon defenders coming across.
Well, that was a mismatch of speed as he turned the corner. It wasn't even close.
Yep. And the thing is, I think his little initial gliding action kind of gave him the security to come up a little bit. Then all of a sudden the afterburners kicked in and he was gone.
So the Shaker Heights bench very pumped up. John Manley, who is 1 out of 1 in extra points tonight, will try to knock it through. High snap, nicely done by the holder, and it's good. Alan Foster doing a nice job of dragging that thing back down. And we have a score of 27-14. 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. Wow, that was nice.
Yeah, that was what they had to do. You know, because all of a sudden they fell to 3 touchdowns down, had to answer back, and got themselves right back into this ball game again. If they hadn't, like you said, it might have been start ringing a bell.
I want to remind you that if you're watching Channel 24 in Chardon, well, we actually don't even have time for that. They're spotting the football. It's Thursday night. The kids got to get up for school tomorrow. Let's keep this thing moving.
That's right. These Thursday night games are rough for these young people.
Well, we'll get to that later on. But we got all kinds of exciting stuff coming up on Geauga Channel 24. Brendan Massini into kickoff. Zach Brazes takes it inside the 10. Zach's across the 20, up the middle, 25 to the 30-yard line before he's knocked down. Jason Ward on the tackle for Shaker Heights.
Nice job of sliding to the side, shucking the one defender off. It was kind of, rather than a stiff arm, it was kind of a push away, if you will. It just brought him across his body, cut it back against the grain a little bit, and gained another 5-6 yards out of it.
Brent Weidig comes onto the field to tell the troops what they're doing. He has 2 touchdowns tonight. 27-14, Chardon leads Shaker Heights. I'm Craig Dees, joined by John Walsh. Hope you're enjoying tonight's high school football action. They go to Renner. He goes to the left side, and he falls forward and picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Not a whole lot of room there, but the surge of the offensive line and his ability was able to pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, and they just pushed some of those big defenders out there. Again, that was Aaron McMickle in the middle of that, 6 foot, 250. And Onaji Grimes, a 6'4", 200 defensive end. So they got some big beef to move out of that middle.
Second down, we'll call it 6. Chardon trying to answer back now. Montgomery goes in motion. This time the quarterback's going to keep it. He's got all kinds of room on the near side. Weidig to the 47-yard line, and he falls forward to the 49.
Yeah, that was a nice inside cut again. He had the sideline going, cut it against the grain. You'll see he cuts it back to the middle, gains probably the last 5 yards just strictly from that cut. Here it's plant, go, miss, and there's his 5 yards before the guy comes up from behind him to grab him.
And when he turned the corner, where was everybody? They were following Renner up the hole. Najee Grimes makes the stop. They spot it just outside the 49-yard line. First down and 10 now for the Toppers. Montgomery comes straight across this time, and they go to Renner on a delay and forget about it. Aaron McMickle, all 250 pounds of him, grabbed Renner and tossed him down to the deck for a loss of about 2.
Yeah, that was one time that they were just sitting. I think that was the whole basin. Let's put all our eggs in Renner's basket and just go for him, because it looked like they read the playbook in that particular one.
Well, Gary's carried a few people on his back tonight, but you're not carrying big Aaron McMickle on your back, at least not for too far.
If you are, you're going to know it in the morning.
That's right. Second down, 12 yards to go for Chardon. And they pitch it this time, and it's Brazes who picked up a nice chunk of yardage. He will be into Shaker Heights territory, and they're making the spot close to about the 44-yard line, 44.5-yard line of Shaker. Big third down coming up. That might be the first.
I think that
Those
is the
tonight.
first pitch. And it proved very effective as he gained, close to 9 yards in that particular carry. So there's another facet for Shaker to think about.
3rd down and a long 4. This time they go Renner first down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. Coming up off the bottom of the deck for Shaker Heights. Hey, can't find the number here. Aaron McMickle was one of them, that's for sure. 1st down and 10. They'll spot it inside the 35-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, the defense of Shaker hasn't proved they can stop Chardon at all. They just grind it out, come at you in so many different ways. They've turned into one heck of an offensive machine, I'll tell you.
Minute 20 to go. Again, they go to Zach Brazes. And he leaps forward.
Quick out of the blocks himself. That showed a quick burst going in that counter direction. You know, Shaker was starting to lean to the right. They countered it, well, to their right, and Chardon came back towards their left again.
We are under a minute, down to 53 seconds to go. Here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd down and about 3. Renner, huge hole up the middle. And he's bounced down at the 13-yard line.
Boy, he's getting some yards tonight. He's definitely not going to hurt his average.
Not at all.
Look at the hole they opened up. He was virtually untouched till right there.
Nate Clements is the man again.
Nate Clements is a heck of a cornerback, I tell you. He covers a lot of ground. He's got the pass coverage to worry about first, and then he comes across and he's sure tackling.
1st down and 10. Under a half a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Renner again, a couple of tough yards over the left side. Aaron McMickle again coming up off the bottom of the pile. We'll move it just outside the 10-yard line. And we are down to 8 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, so that will more than likely do it for us here in the 3rd quarter. Before we go anywhere, though, I do want to remind you to check, especially, this is if you're in Geauga County now, check Channel 24 for details on other events on GTV. You know, we're just getting started. We have to learn to crawl before we walk and then to run. In regular season football, we will be covering the Chardon-Kenston game in October, and not forgetting about Berkshire and Cardinal football. We'll be right there on the 50-yard line for that battle on November 1st. The Cardinal-Berkshire game is one of those good old neighborhood rivalries, and boy, it certainly is. Growing up in the East Suburban Conference like I did down the road in Kirtland, that was always one of the big rivalry games. Even
Jack Arnold, coach of Berkshire, is supposed to have a team this year, too.
Yep. So we'll bring you all the action of that game, and it will be only right here on GTV and on Channel 24. So make sure you hang around with us for that. Chardon-Kenston in October, and then on November the 1st, it's Berkshire against Cardinal. 27-14 is our score here, and Chardon, as much as Shaker had gotten that quick touchdown to cut the deficit to less than 2 touchdowns, now Chardon has a chance to really put the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, because this is another quarter along, and it's getting tight to get scores at this point.
Don't forget, if you're in Shaker Heights, let Quay Buick Suzuki know how much you appreciate the fact that they brought you this game today on Cablevision. Give them a call. They are very instrumental in making sure that this ball game was broadcast in your area. Renner again over the left side.
Renner over the left side.
Going to see where they spot it. That's just straight up the gut running. And a nice surge by that line again for Chardon.
I guess about the 2-3.
Yeah.
Again, from that angle, it's hard to tell.
So it's a 1st down. Actually, now where they spot it, it's looking more like the 4-yard line. Renner goes right side, doesn't get into the end zone, and he looks like he's about a yard shy.
Yeah, maybe even a little closer than that. He got pretty darn close there. Again, got that big push from the Chardon right side this time.
See if they
Over
can.
Ken Hardesty and Denny Benvenuto.
Renner has 2 touchdowns, a 6-yard run and a 4-yard run already. Brent Weidig, the quarterback, has 2 touchdowns, a 1-yard run and a 6-yard run.
Well, if they go to one of them, it's the hat trick,
Yes,
huh?
it is.
Now we're going to spread the wealth. No, that was Renner.
Yep.
I thought he gave it to Brazos on that, but that was Renner.
I had to check the monitor there to see who it was because it's a good distance away, and Gary Renner gets number 3. See it again.
Then he goes towards over that left side.
Yep.
Well, there's Brazos there. That's why I just saw his body out there. He was the lead block and knocking away a defender, number 89, the free safety, Rashad Burley. That was very, very costly touchdown. Shakers really got their backs. They almost have to get out of their game plan now and start going for those big plays.
Scott Macar to attempt the PAT, and it is good.
Tell you, Thornton again dove from that his right side there and came mighty close to grabbing that one.
So 34-14 is our score. You know, in the conversations that we have with coaches during the week, I talked to Dave Sedmak about this scenario. I said, I don't want to dwell on the negative, but what happens when you get down by a touchdown or 2? He said, well, to be honest with you, we're not a very good passing football team. And the thing that's going to win us ball games is keeping it on the ground. So it's really not in their best interest, I don't think, John, to even put the football up. I mean, just like they have been picking and choosing a spot here or there, if they're going to pick up yardage consistently, they have to keep it on the ground. And you almost have to resign yourself to the fact that in the 4th quarter, down by almost 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points, and you're pretty much done.
Chardon's got a good containing secondary, though, and allowing the big play is really going to be difficult. The corners are going to play a little off, maybe give a little bit of ground for the short stuff. They don't want to give up the big play. Consequently, that means drives, and drives consume time. That's a luxury Shaker doesn't have at the moment.
I agree.
You know, we're down to under 11 minutes left in this game now, and they need 3 scores.
Macar with another squib kick.
He's down already.
Yep. And covering the football for Shaker Heights, John Manley. Nope, check that. Sorry about that.
That's number 18.
Watts was the man that covered that football.
Looks like he was almost forgot for a second, and he was down on his knee when he caught it, and he would look like he wanted to get up and run.
So 1st down and 10.
He's down there.
And then he says, well, I better just cover this thing. The ball's at the 30. Griffin. Nope, check that. That's Ross. Ross, who had the big touchdown play back in the 3rd quarter, gets a 1st down on an 11-yard gain and punishes the ball all the way up to the 41-yard line.
Well, maybe that's their big play offense. They're going to go to the flanker back, use that speed out of there, and hope to break the big one. Because, boy, he does. He is like a rocket coming out of there. This is definitely where their speed is in that backfield.
So 1st down and 10. The ball's at the 41-yard line. This time it is Griffin, and he breaks through the line, and he's tripped up inside the 40-yard line.
It was Goshi on the tackle.
Yes, it was.
Saving tackle. I think you can put that little adjective in there.
How about the speed of Nick there? Because he was outrun here, and then, gets it.
Just got enough. Just enough of that foot. I think he might have been able to break that all the way if Goshi hadn't made that tackle.
See, this is what I was talking about before. This is what they can do. And if you get the big plays like this, you got a shot of coming back. Maybe not at this stage of the game down 3 touchdowns, but you have to execute, and that's what they're doing. Oh,
that was close to a knee touching on that, but I don't think it did. I think he kept his balance. But, man, that had to be hard in the groin and the knee area from the little twisting action to keep up here.
Yeah, that was Derek Tatum.
Whoa.
That's
close to a knee touching, but that left knee was good 2-3 inches off the ground.
Boy, if I'm
excellent balance.
If I'm Coach Sedmak, I'm more worried about the knee being blown out there as opposed to touching, because that was a violent-looking slip.
Oh, yeah. Tatum came out of the game now, but he didn't seem to be injured. I think it was just kind of one of those precautionary things.
2nd down and 8. And they run a reverse and no go.
Nah, again, this is a disciplined defense by Chardon. I don't think they're going to go for the gimmicks because they're going to hold their ground. You're going to just have to execute to beat them.
Watch Aaron Thomas come through. He wraps him up, and Ryan DeWeese, whose name we've called a few times tonight, also helping out on that, but it was really Aaron Thomas that made the big play. That's a big loss.
He's the one that forced it to the outside, slowed him down a little bit so Ryan could finish him off.
So 3rd down and 14 for Shaker Heights.
I tell you, Chardon is, this season I've noticed, they're substituting more freely. You know, it used to be they'd have their core of 11 players and every now and then rotate 1 or 2. Now there seems to be that core of 11 and they're rotating in 5 or 6. They're expanding and going to that bench more. Seem to have tremendous depth this year.
Griffin going to the right side only gets another 2 yards back, so a 4th down, and right now with the score the way it is, to have any hope at all,
yeah, that's,
Shaker, you're going, obviously.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You don't punt at this point in the game, even though you're in an area or a punt could put Chardon deep. You got to have that ball and you got to get points. You can't be turning it over.
And how important was that tackle that Nick Goshi made on Griffin when he was up the middle, and he just got him by the ankles because that young man might have been gone.
Yeah, I think he was, because he was cutting towards that far sideline there, and I think he had the whole lane open for him.
4th and a dozen. Malone going to throw? No, Malone going to be sacked. We've called his name before, and Ryan DeWeese is Johnny on the spot one more time as he puts down Andrew Malone, and I think that was the last gasp, if it wasn't already, for Shaker Heights. It was there.
Again, I don't understand how he goes back and holds that ball up there like that. I'm assuming he was going to pass again. It's kind of strange. It's like he's trying to sell something.
So that will give the football back to Chardon. Here come the Hilltoppers. They've got the football now at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, Chardon's really not thinking score right now. They're thinking a couple of 1st downs just to eat up 3-4 minutes on that clock, because that's definitely in their favor.
Weidig pitches it back to Braces.
Nice
and Braces across midfield and into Shaker Heights territory, down to near the 47-yard line of the Red Raiders.
Yeah, it was a nice catch by Braces. That pitch was a little behind him and high, and Braces pulled it in, made it very comfortable. As you can see, pitch wasn't an easy one to catch. A good catch by Braces, and just continued, grabbed a few yards out of it. Good play.
Nice defensive effort there, too. I think that was Nate Clements who gave up the quarterback and still made the tackle on the running back.
Oh, he's a tremendous-looking corner. I've picked up on him quite a few times tonight. He does a tremendous job out there defensively.
2nd down and 4. Braces again. This time he muscles his way for about a yard. Clements again comes up to make the play with some help from Andrew Malone.
Yeah, and Malone came from his strong safety position, knifed underneath, and kind of, there he is right there, fought off the block and kind of just reached up through a hand and tripped up the runner on that play.
3rd down and about 2.
So 3rd down.
Big play for Shaker. They got to stop him.
Yep, looking like a yard and a half. Montgomery goes in motion. Malone going to keep. Has got the 1st down. Cuts back to the 40. And Chardon's drive continues as the clock is now ticking. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, and then they'll re-rack it.
Yeah, this is a backbreaker time for Shaker. You know, just every time they move those chains a little bit, it just deepen up a deeper and deeper hole that they can't get out of.
Brett Weidig under center. He's going to look up, throws, and it's incomplete.
Boy, he did have an open man down here, though. You know, if he could have got it over the heads of those defenders or something.
And Jason Adams was the intended receiver.
Yeah, he had him circle out deep. He just couldn't get underneath the ball enough to get it up there.
Second down and 10 now. Clock is stopped with 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the ball game. Whiting going to keep it. 35 and knocked forward to the 34-yard line. Some tough running by the quarterback. Good size, 6'2", 185-pound junior, and I tell you what, does a nice job with this offense, John. He really does. For somebody who, I mean, I know he's run it at the JV level, but to step up in the varsity, you'd never know that we've skipped a beat over here.
Well, there's 34 points on the board right now, and if that isn't a potent offense,
Yep.
And this is a strong, quick, sizable Shaker team who's going to have an impact this season. Their playoff hopes definitely aren't done. You know, they could go on and just sweep their final 7 games, finish up at 8-2, and sweep into the playoffs. They're a good, solid squad. There's no question about it.
Third down and 5. Whiting going to keep it again, and he will be near the first down. Actually, it looks like he might be about a yard shy. Clock continues to run. 5 minutes, 20 seconds and counting here.
I think we're in 4-down territory, though. There's really no advantage to punting from here unless he wants to pooch a little one and just pin them with their backs to it. But I seriously doubt it. The way this offense has been moving, I'm sure that they're just going to try to drive for that extra yard and a half here to get the chains moved again.
So 4th down and a long yard to go for Chardon. Quick hitter straight up the middle. They go to Renner, and Renner has the first down as he puts the football right on the 30-yard.
I think that we have the support.
They're all over the place. I think he just...
Second down and 5. If you're wondering, gee whiz, it was just first down, you're right. But now it's second down. Pete McDonald is now in at the quarterback. We've got a whole host of substitutions. We'll try to keep you abreast of them as we go. McDonald keeps the football and is probably sorry he did because he got dragged down to the deck. Pete's only 5'8", 150 pounds. He's a senior.
Yeah, we got in the backfield, we got Brad Crow, number 21's in there. Number 26, Jason Hillkirk. And we'll fill you in on the rest, and we'll start working on the line just to let you know who the players are.
3:10 to go in the ball game. It's a 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Chardon.
Brian McCulciel's at center. Saw him breaking out a huddle.
McDonald hands the football straight up the middle. It's Brad Crow, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. 22-yard touchdown run by Brad Crow.
Wow. Man, Brad, you didn't even give us the opportunity to identify the guys that opened up the holes for you.
Wow. Nice run. Look at the balance there at the end of the run. Very nice. So at the 2-minute and 53-minute mark of the 4th quarter, Chardon tacks on the keeper, Scott Macar, to attempt another PAT. He's got to be feeling good about that leg tonight.
Well, he's been working it
Gotten
quite a
some
bit.
work. He's got to be liking a lot better than last week when it was the monsoon season. Ooh, he pushed that one a little bit to the right. But let's see, the score now is 40-14. Chardon leads the visiting Shaker Heights Red Raiders. And a very successful night. And, you know, Coach Doyle this weekend, or this week, was not real happy with the performance against Willoughby South.
Oh, no, he wasn't. He let them know that that is not the level you guys are capable of playing at. And I got to say, tonight, they've come up to the level they're capable of playing with. Because, you know, the scoreboard says 40-14. But there is nothing. This is a fine Shaker Heights team out here. They're going to win a lot of ball games this season and be very competitive. They're down right now, but they've just ran into a team that was just possessed Their offense was on all 8 cylinders today, just burning up and doing whatever it wanted to.
Yep.
They looked very, very sharp. It's not a case of Shaker being flat or being a bad team. They just ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, so Chardon will go to 3-0. Shaker will drop to 1-2. So Scott Mackar into punt. Clemens, Thornton, and Griffin go back deep for Shaker Heights. Scott's kick is a deep one down the middle, taken by Clemens. He's going to get a chance to do it on the offensive side. He's spun around at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he must have hit a soft area in that field, too, because it looked like he was having problems getting his footing there as he tried to square up and round the corner.
Yeah, you can see this field in between the hashes has really been getting a little more beat up as the night goes on. We did have a significant amount of rain in the last 24 hours, and it's held up pretty well, but come the fourth quarter, after a lot of offensive plays up and down.
Now, beginning last weekend, it rained pretty heavy, you know, enough to last for a couple of weeks.
New quarterback in for Shaker Heights. Keith Beavers is now into the ball game.
Threw a nice little out pattern there pass and just put it right on the money.
Brian Johnson, the recipient of that pass, and that'll be gain of 4 or 5. Down to 2 minutes and 26 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Now second down for Shaker.
Derek Tatum is in the ball game as the deep back in the I formation. I think we've got a new up back also. And the handoff is to Tatum, and he's across the 40-yard line, and that'll be good enough for a first down.
Yeah, I think this is one of those, a lot of substitution going on both sides of the ball right now. Coaches know the game's over. You might as well get some experience in there, because that experience is what's going to make your team gel later on. So when you need to put a player in, if they've had a little bit of on-field experience, it makes them that much better, capable backup.
Ken Fester on that last tackle. First down and 10 now for the Red Raiders. And that's the new back in the backfield.
Ross, number 29.
Eric Ross is now into the ball game, and he gets the handoff.
Gain of a couple of yards on the carry.
There's the Chardon faithful on the far side. Old buddy of mine, Dan Hoffman, standing on the sideline. Talked to Danny before the ball game.
Yeah, I imagine he gave some insight into the Willoughby School program last year. He used to be head coach of them, took them down to a state championship game one year.
Yep, second down and 9. That is Marjan Jami. Boy, I hope I got that right. That was a name that Coach Sedmak and I did not go over before. Jamais.
21. Marjan Jamais, the ball carrier.
That'll bring up a third down now and 7 yards to go.
4-yard line brings up
Ticking down to 38 seconds to go. 1 or 2 more plays, and Chardon will go to 3-0. Shaker will drop to 1-2. But Beavers to throw. Completes it to Johnson, and Johnson is across midfield into Chardon territory, and that should be close to a first down. That is right in front of you, Mr. Walsh. What do they got? Is it a first down?
Yes, it is. I saw him wave his hand in that direction. I don't know. That was one of those, you can't really say because they never put the ball down. Until you see it spotted, you can't really make any judgment because sometimes spots can almost drift a yard, it seems.
First down and 10 now for the Red Raiders. The ball at the 49-yard line. Again, they flip it to Tatum. Tatum just gets bowled under.
Yeah, Ryan DeReese is gnawing at his ankle. They're not letting it go.
And that's going to do it. So we have come to the end of this ball game, and Chardon has come out on top by a score of 40-14. Gary Renner with 3 touchdowns for Chardon. Fine performance by the new quarterback, Brent Whiting, who had 2 touchdowns of his own. And then Brad Crow with another touchdown for Chardon. For Shaker Heights, their quarterback, Andrew Malone, with a touchdown. They also had Eric Ross with a nice 11-yard scamper, but the final score here is 40-14. We really like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Again, in Geauga County, this won't be the last game you'll see this year, so make sure you stay tuned here to Channel 24, and we'll update you on what is coming up down the road. And for the good folks in Shaker Heights, it was nice to be back with you again after a few years being gone. And but more importantly, you want to thank the folks over at Quay Buick Suzuki for their support in underwriting tonight's Red Raider coverage. Don't forget, if you're watching this game on Saturday, we'll have it again on Wednesday at 2:30 right here on Channel 24. And again, we'd like to thank Quay Buick Suzuki for their support of Shaker Heights Red Raider football. Well, that's going to do it here from Chardon High School. Tonight's game on the Geauga end was brought to you by Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation and GTV. So we will meet again. My name is Craig D, speaking for John Walsh and the whole GTV crew. Thanking you for joining us once again. The final, Chardon beats Shaker Heights by a score of 40-14. Be safe until we meet again.